Well. What have we here, guys? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening. How are we, ladies and gentlemen? Let's get ready to rumble. Hardly inspiring, was that? Well, nonetheless, good morning, wherever you are. Good afternoon, wherever you are. Yeah, so GJ, the beast that is GJ. So obviously big day to come. We've got CPI to be released shortly within the next 20 odd minutes, just over 20 minutes from now. So the forecast is for it to be less than the previous. Therefore, that is to be the case. That is negative for a currency stream. But funnier things have happened. God knows what's going on, to be honest, at the moment with everything. So we'll have to just wait and see what actually comes of that moving forward. The good thing is what it could do is it could get us out of this tight area we've been trading within on the 4 hour, which is basically on the 15. It's very choppy traffic. There is very little clean levels within this range to look for any significant or any decent trades. So what it could do is it may give us a push out of this rubbish. It's obviously to the downside where we could potentially look for the buys lower down, or even maybe a sell if it presents, or if nothing else, then obviously start to pop us back above towards that 200 level where we've got some very clean traffic ahead, so we can obviously look for our options moving forward to the upside. So it's going to be interesting to see what is to come out of all that. Yeah, but anyway, we will begin with the analysis. It's only my guys on the stream right now. I appreciate you. How good was MY yesterday? That was really good. So I'll be on again for MY this evening my time, so early afternoon for you guys. All right, so let's get underway. Let's have a look at GJ, and starting once again at the weekly time frame, and still strong bullish candle, higher high, higher low to the previous candle. So once again, looking to see where we potentially could pull back within the weekly candle, areas of support on the 4 hour and M30 for price to form a support at and potentially head back up. So we'll see what we've got. Onto the daily. Previous daily did close back bearish pretty much at its open. Those sort of counts suggest to me it's either going to be a pause if we are to break it to the upside, and then what we're likely going to do is just trend continue to the upside. It's just a little pause within price action. So if we begin to break the low of it though, then what would suggest to me is that it's a potential reversal and we could pull back further, and we'll have to see what sort of levels we could pull back to once we go down to the 4 hour and M30 time frames. But that's what I make out of that previous daily candle. Right now it's looking more like to be just a pause. If we begin to break above it, there's a high probability at that point there we would continue to the upside. So onto the 4 hour, structurally bullish on the daily. Obviously the 4 hour is also bullish, and we are continuing to form higher lows, higher highs. It looks nice and clean on the 4 hour, but obviously once we go down to the 30, it's not as clean, and even the 15 is just an absolute big sty. But we are forming higher highs, higher lows. So if we were to continue bullish, we should respect this current trend. Technically structure won't flip until really below the support around that 197.80 sort of level, just below that level there. But what we could be doing is, if we pull back after news, if we do reject and we begin to pop below that 198.35 sort of level, we're going to start to create some lower lows potentially on the 4 hour. But obviously we won't have that confirmation until we've got candle closures below that point there. But aside from that, showing some signs of exhaustion, but it all just comes down to the news obviously moving forward. So obviously we can see now, so above the highs we've got clean traffic. Just going to adjust this up a little bit now. Below the lows now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjust this, guys, because it becomes a hell of a lot cleaner once we pop below this level here. So I'm just going to drag it down a little bit. So once we pop below 198.268, then I feel it's a high probability there we're going to start to pop back down to retest a resistance I marked in. I think it was towards last week's high. There's a high probability we'll pull back. It is the Monday Asian session high, which is just above the weekly open. So there's a chance that we could pull back to the weekly open. That is to be the case. But so they're my levels of interest right now. Support 198.30 if price pulls back. Now I'm obviously going to be looking for my signals in price action, take a buy from that level. So the news might give it that drop to that level. It may well, because CPI is a big one, so it may well pick up momentum and actually make a deeper pullback. And we've got some pretty clean traffic to the downside, so we've got to be looking for our short options, our sell options. If we do pop below that level, seems the news, it may just really rip down. Then we're obviously just going to be looking for pullbacks to form a resistance and look for our sells. Same for the buys, guys. Buys above. Once again, we'll have to wait and see what the news does. But obviously we're into clean traffic above that level. We're likely at some point going to retest the 200 level yet again. Sells below the resistance. And obviously buys above it, sells below, buys above the support and sells below the support. So very simple on GJ today. As far as anything in between, I just don't see it because it's just a really choppy mess, especially on the 15. There is absolutely no margin. As soon as you break this support, you run straight to that support. Let's measure it. And either way, if it is the tank of the news, it's just going to go without you. It's just consolidating now. So I would not have the confirmation to sell it below that point there. So it's just a matter of waiting, guys. And majority of you were probably on the NY session. Look what happened yesterday when we waited. We got two cracking trades in about within an hour of each other. I think within about 30 minutes. I think it was just within one 30-minute count of each other. So that's what we do. Whether it happens on stream, I have no control over it, to be honest. When my signal eventuates within price action, I can't tell. I have no idea. It could happen while I'm on stream. It might not happen, but it obviously happened yesterday twice during NY. So patience definitely pays, guys. Today's GJ. On to have a look at the gold and starting the weekly. So the weekly, interesting. We are rejecting. We have popped back down to our open and marking the current weekly candles low. Once again, we form support that level. Seeing we have a higher low, higher high to the previous. There is really no need for us to pull back down and break the support formed at the current weekly candles low if we were to continue bullish. Onto the daily. Below that level there too, we're gonna have daily candle probabilities on our side. Lower highs, lower lows. Previous candle did close back bearish, albeit a weak bearish candle. However, if we were to continue bullish, we should not really need to pull back all that far into that previous bearish candle. To be honest, we should really begin to flip very shortly. And if we don't, we head down further and break below that previous weekly candle. I feel at that point there, we're going to make a deeper pullback, daily candle, sorry, deeper pullback into the weekly. So bullish in structure, just rejecting though. 4 hours, still the same story as yesterday. Creating some lower highs, not really creating any lower lows. So we're sort of compressing into the apex of this wedge or flag, whatever, pennant, whatever you like to call it. So eventually it's going to make a move. Now, usually when I traded crypto, whenever this is during NY session, this would suggest a bullish signal within price action. But right now, it's all about the level. If it respects the level of support, I'm going to mark in the lows. I'm just going to see what it looks like on the M30 if I can adjust any. Marking that as the resistance, and I've got resistance a little bit above it. But if we continue to respect that, I feel we're just going to be range bound until maybe another catalyst. However, if we pop below it, what we can see, we've got some pretty clean traffic to the left hand side down towards that 23.96. So there's probably about 100 pips in that sort of move, and then clear traffic also to the support even further down, 23.77. So structurally we are bullish, but we are at a very strong support. Now I'm going to actually adjust it down a little bit. You can see why. How much cleaner is it below that 2004 level? 2403.665 to be exact. Actually 2404, we'll just call it. It's a lot cleaner. Now I'm just going to adjust it a little bit though. The lowest points of the more recent bullish candles at this level. I'm just going to do that. What I can see is there is no margin to the downside. I'm going to adjust, sorry guys, I'm just going to adjust that back. There is no margin to the downside, so I'm not interested in selling it at this moment. But what I would be looking for is similar case to what we had yesterday. And on MY stream, I got my priority it presented on the stream yesterday while we were on this stream itself, the London stream. This was an option. I wanted it to close above the resistance. It didn't happen to do so. Reason being is because we're not yet formed structure at support. So I decided to wait and then eventually pull back. What happened come pre-MY? We had this eventuate where we had some structure start to form. We had the low, we had a high, higher low. Then we approached that resistance with a nice strong catalyst candle closing within that zone. New candle opened, popped down, popped up, didn't pop down enough for me to be happy with it. So I waited for it to pop down a little bit more. Then it popped down enough for me to set a buy stop, and it just flew straight to TP within about a minute or two, and then it came back to entry very quickly after it, but it was a nice win. So I rated for, in my opinion, a more high probability entry, and that was on the second little wave after it created a high low. Just my preference, and it ended up working. Then we got another trade just here, which also tapped into that resistance. Just gonna clean that up a little bit. All right, so enough of that, but that's similar to what I've been looking for now, this support, guys. I'm not gonna be selling into it, because to me it could just bounce and reject. It's much cleaner below that 24.04 level, so I'll mark that in as a sell area. Now obviously I'll be looking for support to form at previous support here in the 4 hour for potential buy options, and we've got resistance at this point here. Let's just see how we approach it. We've got resistance at support, so I'm not going to mark in anything else right now. Just marking the most relevant levels to where we're currently at, the most relevant zone. So if perhaps we come down a little bit lower and then start to do a bit of this, some again higher lows, higher highs within the micro trend, even if it's on the 15-minute from the support, I may start to trust the buys above the resistance here at 24.16205. So potentially I'll put in buys, but again, has to be really spot on for me to take it. Engulfing counts closing above that level could be an option. However, what I would also be looking for is to see where we potentially could pull back to. Once again, the daily is forming bearish. We've got this most recent resistance, other than the one we're rejecting just now. So the one just above the current level, 24.19 roughly. If price did pull up and reject that level there, that could be a potential sell zone, as well as 24.24 as well. So that's it on gold. Just have to wait a little bit longer. Hopefully that makes sense. And yeah, let's knock off GU. Now this is a chart from, when was this from? Is this from yesterday? Still in the same area. I've just marked up a chart GU, but I think it's in the exact same area as yesterday. And it's the exact same red hot mess as yesterday, guys. GU just needs to clear this, and hopefully the news is going to shake it up, and either it's going to melt, pop back down to this support, form a support, buy it, or it's just going to actually melt below its support, break the weekly low, which is this wick here, and you got some pretty clean traffic to the left where you could probably look for your sell option. So people who sells below that point there, buys above obviously support, sells below resistance. Yeah, again, it's the exact same story as yesterday, guys. But it's likely going to make a big move with CPI, or is the market, has it priced in? I doubt it. Wait and see. And NAS, I may leave NAS for the time being. Unless anyone wants me to analyze it, I can do so a bit later on. So the focus is likely going to be gold, guys, because I'm going to have to wait for GJ with the news. So we'll see. In the meantime, don't forget to hit the like button. Good morning to you, Archard. Hope you're well, brother. Franco, good morning, brother. Benny C, how are you? How are you, bro? Lau, good morning to you as well. Thank you as always for the support. Ian, likewise to you. And Dot, good morning to you, sister. Franco, it was amazing in my session. It was really good. It's really cool and calm. I enjoy the little MY sessions with the game. Angus, what's your thoughts on pound CPI news? Well, if it's to come out as the forecast, then what that's likely going to do is sink the pound. So obviously, if inflation's under control, it's more probable that rates will be cut, and sooner rather than later, which is obviously bad for a currency strength. So therefore, I don't have a crystal ball, but I would, based off that, predict that the pound is likely to drop a bit. Samil, so hopefully that answers your question. And Apple One, by hello to you. Potential gold buys, but wait and see. More likes than viewers. Here we go again. So how's it going, guys? Talk to me. How's the week been? Yesterday was my first day of trades for the week. My first trades for the week. It's a strange one. My videos are getting quite a lot of views, but live streams just don't seem to get much traction. DJ rejecting, so let's start a little poll. I've added a little poll to the chat, guys. I think we're going down on the pound. It's not bad on gold in the 15 if it closed above. Shit, I haven't even opened my MetaTrader yet. Probably help if it did. And right now, gold, guys, stop losses are wider, so I'm using a bit of a smaller lot size of late due to the wide stop losses. So the hourly, so we've got quite a few confluences here, guys. We've got the hourly looking like it's going to close bullish engulfing. We've got the 30 minutes. So this is similar to yesterday. We had the same confluence basically on the 30 and the hourly. It's a little bit different today. 30 be popping above a resistance, so the hourly be closing engulfing. 15's engulfing and closing above, if that's to be the case. So the next 3.5 minutes, I want it to close above. Otherwise, I'm going to see how the new candle opens with price action. If it does pop up, then only to reject. I might look to buy it to break its own high yet again. So there could be options early, guys. We just wait and see. Before the storm on the pound. Where the bloody hell are ya? That's the Aussie tourism slogan. That's what I should have for my stream. Where the bloody hell are ya? Alright, gold's starting to pop up. Okay, so if I'm to consider a limit order, this thing just pops up higher and closes a bit higher. Last thing I want is for this candle to tap into this resistance, because that candle then has made the move within the catalyst. So it could just reject on a new candle, open up, right, a high, pull back, tag you in, and end up closing back down into support. So that's the condition if it does continue and close strong bullish just now. But otherwise, potential buys above the high. We just need to wait a minute and 25 seconds. Let's see. So it's the open of the alley, so I definitely want to see a lower wick as well, guys. If it just goes, it goes. There's not much I can do about it. It's one of my rules, especially being the alley. Oh man, it's gonna make the move, isn't it? I may consider layering into this one too. If it pops up a little bit more in 30 seconds, I don't want it to close like this. If it closed like this, I'd still look to buy it above the high. If it pops up a little bit higher, I may look for an earlier entry on the lower wick formation. So we've got, let's see guys, 10 seconds remaining. Be prepared for either above the high after a lower wick, or up to you if you market execute as it breaks, as it pulls back, sorry, to tap into that support, previous resistance. So we've got the open. And I'm going to look to add a position very short. Oh, want it to drop down a little bit more. Right, I've taken an entry anyway, guys. I've taken an early entry. What is my entry? $26.85. So I'm pretty much at break even, well, just below break even, but it's tapped into that zone. So that would be a good level to have entered a trade. Stop loss is below. It's a bit wider. First target's going to be that resistance. I'm just trying to move. I wanted to move another. I wanted to, oh man, it's happened. Well, anyway, I wanted to add another entry. I wanted to add another limit order as it tapped, if it tapped in again, but it's looking good, guys. Got almost 10. So I'm just going to go to below the entry candle. Oof, this is volatile. I'm going to break even, guys. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I do not like this. Oof. God, this is bopping about. This makes me nervous when I see it like this. So I'm at break even. I don't trust it the way it's bopping about, and it could be to do with maybe the pound news. Wow, look at GJ. We'll have a look at it in a sec. Let's get to securing on gold. Almost got the 10. Come on. Come on, Goldsky. Do your thing. I've been so close to being taken out break even. And it looks like I could get some partials. So let's see. I've got just over 8 pips on the table. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. I've closed half, guys. Closed half. We're right at the 10. So that's a nice early W for the 10 view on stream. Stuff the rest. I don't want to be here for whatever reason, because I don't take trades. I take quality trades. I take W trades. That's what I take. And we go again. So there we go, guys. Nice early W. Too bad for those who aren't on stream. Is anyone in it? Not you, Lau? All good. As long as if you stuck to your plan, that's the main thing. Yeah, I'm out. My run has been taken out, by the way, so... Tureska? I went market, somehow put buy shot. Oh, okay. I don't know if you got EA assistant. I've got magic keys. I want to add another entry, but it moved my... I accidentally picked up my position entry. Yeah. It's magic keys, because when you click on open calc, sometimes the horizontals line up with your actual position, and you go to move it, and you pick up your entry or stop loss, and it won't allow it. It's, yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but... ...11 viewers. Maybe we'll just do this privately moving forward. DJ is pumping. So what happened with the news? Let's see. Alright, so it came out less than, oh, better than the forecast, but come on, that's still a big drop compared to the previous. I would have thought that would be bad for the pound, but again, just goes to show that well, so core CPI is up, okay, year on year. So that's probably the reason That is probably more so the reason, because that is closer to the previous as well. Still quite high. What that would also suggest is that maybe moving forward. So hold on, I'm looking at it wrong. No, I thought that was month on month, year on year, of course. CPI year on year. But it's, I would say it's off the back of that, to be honest, as to why it's pumping. Yeah, but still 2.3 is still, you know, a lot lower than the previous. So wow, look at that. Wow. Ben, if you're in the chat, man, were you in buys in a buy sequence prior to this? I hope so, man. I really hope so. I know it would have cut off prior to the news, but it doesn't close your entries, doesn't it? Unless you manually do so. And I'm talking about a algo, guys, by the way. To the 10 viewers, I bloody appreciate you. To the rest of them, stick this up your, you know what? You sleep in, you miss out, you piss off over to another stream because I don't trade for a few days. And this is what happens. We get a W early up, early doors. That's all good. So it's just me and Dorothy by the looks of it. It's all good. I'm still going to be looking to see what else we can find moving forward. So the good news is, the pound is out of the rubbish it was stuck in. And you've also got so much clean traffic to the left that it's just a matter of now waiting for, obviously, a bit of a pullback. You could also look for, because it's a callous news push at this point, if it does reject former support, could open up some nice sell options later on into the day as well, moving forward. You just have to wait for, similar to what I waited for on gold yesterday, which we took during the MY session. So you wait for some high lows, high highs to form, then wait for your catalyst, then you execute. It's simple. Hardest part about it all is waiting for it to eventuate. That is by far the hardest part, and that is why most of the people in this stream, not you guys, but a lot of the others who come and go, they don't. That's why they'll never get anywhere, because they don't understand that trading's about being patient and waiting. You don't need to always be involved in a trade. Is it a public holiday anywhere? I don't understand why there's no one on the stream. Sexy, good morning to you. Origo, I still don't get why the pound keeps going up when Bank of England is close to cut rates. Yeah, I have no idea too. And they've been one of the most dovish. They've had a very soft stance on things. They've been promoting the fact that they're coming out, well, they're out of the recession. That, you know, every economic growth is stable and good. So I have no idea why the pound keeps absolutely pumping. Absolutely no idea. In all honesty, fundamentally, obviously gold, precious metals, and they are doing a thing. Other than that, out of the majors, it's really the Aussie. We're the ones here have come out and said, don't get too comfortable thinking we're going to cut rates anytime soon, because the fact of the matter is, they're likely to raise them before they cut them. They've already said. here in Oz. So we have been quite a strong currency, but I would have thought we'd be by far the strongest out of all the majors, in all honesty. Again, I'm not the greatest when it comes to fundamentals, so, you know, don't quote me, but that's just what if someone was to ask me what I think is the strongest major fundamentally at the moment, I would say it's the Aussie. Carlef might not have many viewers, but you're building quality over quantity community. Well, that's exactly right. And that's, you know, the most important, obviously. Because you guys know where it's at. And trust me, trading this way in the long run, it's going to be of much greater benefit to you than trading with someone who's trading every 5 minutes based off the 5-minute time frame. Or on the 1-minute time frame. It just gets confusing. There is way too much data. We can use it to add confluence. That's all though. But as your catalyst, I still want it to unfold within a 30-minute catalyst, or minimum 15, but generally to 30. Dot, I literally have a piece of paper that I place over my keyboard. It says you do not have to trade, and that's it. Honestly, little cues, little stickers and that, sticky notes. I used to have them. I used to have them on my monitor as well. Just reminders, but now it's just all ingrained up here. Now every day I know exactly what I'm to do from the very start to the very end, and what I'm risking, how to go about managing my trades, how to go about calculating my positions and that type of thing. It's all now just ingrained. Sarav, yes, there was CPI for the pound. So hence why the pound is on a moonshot right now. I still don't understand why it's on a moonshot, because they're more likely to cut rates soon before most of the other majors. Them in the EU, so the euro. And this is fine on gold, because this could also provide for options moving forward, in my opinion. Because now we've got the higher high. Create a low, create resistance just before that low, create a high high. So if we pull back now and create another higher low, and then we've got options potentially above this level as an early entry, or above that resistance at 24.19 as another entry. Got to send a link into the Discord as well. Maybe that's why a few of them aren't on the stream. So it's rejecting just now, that's fine. Quite a lot of volatility, so I'm not sure if this has had any impact at all on gold, the CPI news from the pound. I doubt it, but who knows really, end of the day. Saxon, even when I'm in profit, I keep greeting for more, chasing the better lifestyle. I need to realize I do not have to time on my dreams. You don't have the time. Well, that's the thing. And if you do put a timer on it, all you're going to do is put pressure on yourself And yes, it's good to have goals. Don't get me wrong. We should all have goals. I have clear goals set for everything, for trading, for where I want to be in the future, for how I see my son growing up and things like that. I think it's important to have those sort of goals, but don't have a timeline on it. And by putting a timeline on it, what it's going to do is just lead you to trading more, making more mistakes. And I feel it's really, it's not a good way to go about. Just let it happen. Small steps every day. Make things a habit. Make your consistency of trading a habit, as far as what time you come to the charts, what you do when you first come to the charts, how you analyze the charts, what rules you create before you enter trades. That's what I've tried to pretty much break it all down to, is just a habit. So I know exactly what I'm to do. I know exactly at what level on the chart and after what sort of confirmation. I know exactly what I'm to look for. And yes, it's all in the course. It's all in that course that I've put together. But it's all off the back of habit. Seeing the same shit happen all the time and just doing the same shit while I'm sat here. You know, that's all it is. Surround pros and indicator. Yeah, I know. It comes down here. It comes up here. I know. It makes a mess of the chart. So for me, I know I'm to be aware of it from Forex Factory or Financial Juice. That's all good. There we go. Someone asked me about AN today. Just gonna show them this chart from Financial Juice. I have no idea why anyone would trade it. Not scalping anyway. Steve, morning mate. Gbp going up as inflation's looking a little bit more stubborn than expected, so the rate cut is penciled in. Might get to like, oh, okay. Still coming down though, in comparison to the previous, but maybe not as much as they expected. And I did mention that yesterday, that's what I was hearing, that maybe it's not as under control as they expected it, but still, the way it's pumping. The EU, I've heard the same as well. Coming out the EU, that they were really all about softening very quickly, but now they're probably cancelling, or they're not as confident about the softening stance just yet. And it could maybe happen more towards later in the year, this September, that sort of time. That's what I heard on Bloomberg when I was driving around. Alright, so I think if GU does not start showing bearish, since it will continue up to 1.27974 and then drop. Yeah, I think it can definitely come up to that sort of level, that region. Yeah, 1.28 as well. But how often do we see a catalyst news event totally be retraced not long later? It happens quite regularly. Alright, so gold is basically doing the same shit it did during NY yesterday, pre-NY, where we had closure above, had a small entry, pulled back. Then what happened was the following candle engulfed again, got another entry. But the difference this time is yesterday you had some cleaner traffic. Where was it? It was here. So you're into that clean area. Today you've still got this. You've got level at 24.19. So is there going to be margin above it? I doubt it. As an early entry, maybe. Depends where we're at during London Open. But I would definitely be managing it 100% if it taps into that level. Is anyone actually had a watch of that documentary that I sent into Discord? And what do you think of it? Tell you what, that's a real eye-opener. That is absolutely nuts. Oh, left, yeah, do have a watch. I mean, I listen to it when I'm driving, so I've listened to it a couple times now. I kind of zone out for a bit when I get pissed off at someone on the road, and then that becomes my attention, telling someone where to go, politely sticking a finger up, winding the window down, and telling them what I think. I am a nice guy, guys, but I do get shitty too, especially on the roads. The roads just give me absolute irrits. I can't stand it driving here. People just, they're on autopilot when they drive, and it just, oh man, it's just so frustrating. It really drives me nuts. Road rage? Oh mate, my sister, and she can defend herself, but she is the worst. It's like she just, honestly, it's like she intentionally goes out on the road just to have a go at someone. We're just waiting on gold, obviously, guys. The pound, there's really nothing we can do with it until it settles down. We can look within it just to see what's going on, analyze it, see if there's any way that we potentially could have got an entry. I mean, the only pullback's been off the 1 minute, and look at that candle. That was 1 minute of volume, 56 pips on GJ. So it pulled back a little bit, and since then, since it's broken, it's pushed barely 15 pips. So if I was trying to come up with any sort of strategy to trade the news, any sort of edge, I mean, that's probably one of the only ways you could do it based off the 1 minute, but even then, that would not give me any confidence whatsoever. The 5 minute would be a better option if we had a little pause within it, but how often do we see it where it just makes the move instantly? Yes, sometimes it will continue, but it usually happens in the first few minutes, and then it will just consolidate again, or eventually come back to where it came from. We can move that on gold. Yeah, DOT, I highly recommend it. Really fascinating stuff. It's quite frightening if you actually own some equities and stocks, and even if you don't, if you've got a house and it's not even if it's still financed. Basically what you think you own, you don't really own. That's what this gentleman warns about. The Great Reset, and how they'll try to take everything away from you. But again, it's, you know, some might think of it as conspiracy theory. I definitely can understand where the guy's coming from when you put two and two together and think about what he's actually saying. So yeah, just watch it with an open mind. That's all I say. Gonna be a bit of a wait by the looks of it now. Dot, it's about that. Yeah, it is. Keen to watch more from this John Webb, I think his name is. Yeah, there's a lot in the world that I've realized later in life. Yeah, exactly. I think we all have, especially after recent years. Silver Fox is Japan's central bank convention. It's not pound up, it's JPY down. Is it? Oh, okay, let me look at it. UJ. It's yeah, I can see what you mean, but it's a bit of both because, I mean, let's look at AJ for instance. No, it's definitely the pound, mate. It's definitely the pound. The pound's just pushed how many pips against the yen. So it could be a bit of that, but I mean the pound's obviously of the news being the catalyst. RS, Euro, Pound might be ready for the bulls to move soon. Worth looking into. Yeah, it's another pair that I just would not trade. Would not trade whatsoever. I'd use it to gauge strength of a currency to see which one is stronger than the other. And if you're looking to, obviously, if you're looking to see what direction to trade one, if you trade the pound dollar, pound yen, maybe look at the pound euro pound or whatever, to see if what direction the pound is heading, if is it strong or is it weak, or if you're determining which pair to trade for today out of the euro or the pound. That's a good way of actually seeing which pair has more strength and which one's weaker, and then you could place your bets based off that. Look for your catalyst in, you know, whichever direction you choose to on whichever of the two pairs. So but to me it's the same as AUD and NZD. They basically move the exact same. They're basically fundamentally the same. GJ still ripping. Yeah, so even a little 5-minute pause in this case, as far as the interruption, will not be valid because this is the only candle that could be engulfing right now. No, none of the other candles closed sufficiently enough above the high of that bearish candle to look for the tap in. Gee, it's just, for me, it's way too late to get involved in that. I know some people still would happily, that's fine. It's just not for me. I'm not comfortable to do so. Silver Fox, all good. Saraf, bro, taking trade at both sides with small stop, is that good at the time it is? No. I think that's the worst thing you can do, because especially with a small stop, well, what would have happened here was when this thing pumped, and let's just say you had a buy start. In this case, it may have worked to the upside, but I didn't watch it because I was in the gold trade. But what may have happened was, so let's just say you got your order set here. You got a buy stop set at that point as it breaks. This candle opens, it goes like this straight up within literally a flash. Your entry is then triggered in. Instead of at this point, your entry is triggered in at this point. Your stop loss is automatically doubled, basically. Then what sometimes happens is it comes straight back down. You're stuck in massive drawdown. You're freaking out. You're sweating. You're waiting, holding, hoping. Might go up a bit. Start to feel euphoric again, thinking, oh, it's going to be a big win. And then it just shits the bed. In the meantime, brings you into a sell, and it says, hang on a minute, I don't know what I want to do. Goes back up, consolidates, and eventually rips to the upside. And this does happen. This really does happen. I've seen it, the amount of times I've seen it do something like that. I mean, I'd be a millionaire probably by now if I had $1 for every time I saw it do that. It is just not worth it because you're going to get slipped on your entries. You're going to get slipped on your stop loss as well. The worst thing you do, you're better off just going to a casino and chucking $50 on red or something at the roulette table, in all honesty. Benjo needs to his arms out. To quote the good old Slim Shady. Just if it's true, I've had those moments. I remember when I was searching for a way, and back in the day when I was swing trading, I first discovered scalping. I thought the news was great. I really thought the news was fantastic because I'd see that, like, marvelous. It's pumping. I gotta start a Zoom call so I can annotate. Absolutely pumping. Ah, shit. I'm not gonna. Can't get in now. Can't get in now. Got my hand on the buy, like literally waiting to press buy on my phone. Waiting for it to do this. Pop down. Buy it. Gets back up a little bit. Sold. Took profit. Wait again for it to come down a bit. Bought it. I was doing shit like that, and then occasionally it would do this, and I'd be again sweating buckets, waiting for it to come back up. Hoping, holding, waiting, buying it again as it looks like it might come back up, feeling good about myself. It's lower high, dumps again. Got 2 or 3 trades getting absolutely wrecked at that point. But margin call, and it happened once or twice. Honestly, on really small accounts, I've probably blown about at least 3 or 4 accounts. Minimum. I've probably more if I really, remember. But it's true. Last thing you do is just buy stop, sell stop. The worst thing you do, I mean, have both, especially. You're gonna get wrecked on unlikely both. Alright, good morning to you. Back to you once dust settles. Yeah, well that's the thing. How often do we see these moves be pretty much totally retraced very quickly after news event? So unless there's no one interested in trading today, I have no idea, but the numbers are so low. It's absolutely ridiculous. Maybe everyone just saw what's happened with the pound and thought about saying themselves, forget it, it's not worth it. You can probably hear the old lady in the background sneezing. Yeah, so for me, you need to see some lower highs, lower lows now to look to sell the pound. Nothing just yet. I would not try to pick the top, predict the top. I would just wait. Honestly, guys, I've been through it all in trading. All the stupid shit you can imagine. I've opened trades on the wrong pair thinking I was actually trading it. For instance, I was looking at GJ on trading view, I remember this particular day. And I'd accidentally opened a position on GU on my MetaTrader. And I'm looking at like, what's wrong? Is my MetaTrader not working? Because GJ was pumping. And I'm looking like, what the hell's going on here? Then I realized, hang on a minute. And I'm, you're kidding me. I was on GU, wasn't I? And GU wasn't doing a thing. I remember that day, and I remember being so shitty with myself. Can't remember if I tried to force something after it. I think it's probably about at least 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, I've done it a few times as well, man. I've obviously done the one where, because I've got magic keys, and when you press open calc, and if you got like the pending market pending button, you've pressed that as well. Sometimes the TP green horizontal will be the wrong way around, and obviously the stop loss horizontal will be, you know, opposite way around. But it's lined up correctly, but you just don't look at the colors properly. You don't realize what, you know, you don't pay attention as to see whether TP is in the right place. If it's a, you know, if you're looking for a buy, is it above your entry, or is it actually got it below your entry? And I've done that before, where I opened up a sell when I was trying to open up a buy, having no idea what I'd done. I've made mistakes with lot sizes, more so in the beginning, but I've made some accidental mistakes with lot sizes too, more recently. Don't know if XAG with silver. I've done heaps of shit. Amount of times I accidentally close a trade. I still do it now. I still do it at least once or twice a month normally. Well, I accidentally close a trade instead of cutting half. With magic keys I press, because they got close full and close half right next to each other, both in red. I need to put like a sticker on one of them. Don't press this one. You don't want to close the whole thing, just because I don't usually press close full. Again, I'm just managing a trade, so where I get taken out break even, or in drawdown, or at full TP. That's the only time I generally close the full thing. Dot, how about wrong lot size for whatever reason? Then of course market, and of course the market goes against you. Yeah, I had the opposite my first ever trade. Completely screwed the lot size. That was on Ethereum. Open up on one lot on Ethereum with I don't know, $500 account, I think it was back then, and we had 500 for 1 leverage here in Oz at the time. So I'm probably the prime example as to why they went to 30 to 1 leverage after more recently, about a year or so ago. Because people like me were making innocent mistakes, silly mistakes like that back then. That was about 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago. I couldn't work out why Ethereum moved like literally a few dollars, and I was up double my account, flipped my account. I was bloody happy about it, but I blew the whole lot 2 days later. Dot did that on a prop firm challenge when it's just not the same as others, where it was just not the same as others. Yeah, look, that would be a different challenge altogether with prop firms, which I kind of look forward to, I suppose, in a way. It'd be a good challenge as far as discipline and emotions and that, which emotion shouldn't be a problem, nor should discipline, to be honest. But unless I put myself in that situation, I don't know. When you're trading your own capital and that, you just know that it's okay to have a loss or 2 losses or whatever. You know, you law of average, you're going to win 7 to 8, 9 times out of 10. Whereas maybe the psychology side of things might come more into it if you're trading a funded account, if you're trying to pass a funded challenge. I feel it could. I don't know. I'll have to put myself under that sort of pressure, I suppose, one day. Dot, if you make such a room in Discord, it would fit in with my errors. Should have like a just, well, actually I do have it just for laughs, but that was more just for literally shits and giggles if someone had a really funny joke they wanted to send in. That's for VIP when that opens. Not at all. I've been through the gambler's mentality when trading. Been through it absolutely all. Been through the stage where the analysis was basically correct nearly every single time as far as direction and everything, but I was just too afraid to execute. Been through that, and that was the worst feeling. That was depressing. Honestly, that was the point where shit, I don't know if I can do this because I'm seeing things, but I'm just not executing. I doubt myself for whatever reason. And so I've been through that, and now obviously just worked out. If you just follow the rules, follow your plan, and you execute, and you know that you win a certain, you know, percent, 7, 8, 9 times out of 10. Just trade the plan, trade the rules. The rest will be fine. Carl, now there's no time limit. You could just copy your main account to yeah, that's probably the best way to go about it. Trade bloopers. Yeah, that's probably it. I'm sure everyone's got a story. Charisma. Speaking, I'm probably speaking to all of you right now. I mean, done all that sort of shit, done everything you can imagine. I had the late night where I was an absolute emotional wreck trying to get back some losses from the London session. I remember this day too, and that was about 5 years ago. Training into MI. Watching Raja Banks at the time because I thought that's all good, he'll get me out of a drawdown. Was I wrong? Bloody hell was I wrong. Put me in deep, probably twice the amount, to be honest. But I've soon found out that he's not the man he, you know, everyone thought he was or thinks he is, so we all learn. RS, I think we're all in that boat. We've all had that experience. And know that the market will still be there tomorrow. Well, that's the thing. And that's why I say to my guys today, it's fine to miss a move. There's no problem at all. Even if it's a move that yes, you could have found a way, but something just didn't tick the box and it put you off, that's fine. As long as you followed your plan, as long as you followed your rules, you're always going to get another opportunity. I used to look at this on GJ and think, ah, shit, should have just bought it. Why didn't I buy it? And then sometimes I make the mistake and nah, it's just going to continue. And yeah, I buy it as it broke this counter's high. And yes, you probably would have got your 10 pips, but it's after the move and it's just chasing. That's all it is. Whereas now I know it's fine not to be involved, because we saw yesterday MY, we got a higher probability entry, I felt, just here and just here. Today, straight up early, basically at the beginning, the open of the EU session, engulfing candle, got the entry on the pullback, got to TP1 and then rejected again. But it's all about waiting for your catalyst, waiting for your plan to play out, waiting for it to eventuate, and then reacting. Charisma? Not a problem. I always share it. So if you're having a bad time or a bad day or a bad month, bad year trading, whatever it is, the most important thing you do is just not give up. Just continue, but realize your mistakes. Realize, for me, it was just a matter of realizing I was my own worst enemy, because that's plain and simple what it was. I was my own worst enemy. I would have some really good days. I have a really good week. I feel fantastic about myself. I will walk around like I was king shit on the weekend thinking I cannot be stopped. On Monday, loss. First trade loss. Flat as attack. Yet again, flat as attack. Alright, it's alright. I'll jump back in. Loss. Fuck's sake. Honestly, that's what I was saying to myself. Depressed. Didn't sleep. All that sort of shit. And I just got so sick of it. And I literally had to chill out. I remember messaging a message Matt at the time from the old group. Obviously, he was the coach and mentor. Say I just don't know what went on. I just had a crazy day and I just can't take it anymore. I'm like, I honestly feel like I'm going nuts. And I said maybe I'll just paper trade for a few weeks or something. He said, nah, don't do that. Just chill out, take a week off completely. Don't even look at the charts and that. And because I was always contributing, always, and that was well before I was a coach and mentor within that group. And that's what I did. I took a week off, and I realized during that week, you just need to stop doing the stupid shit. Plain and simple. Just stick to your plan, stick to your rules, and don't get FOMO. Don't worry if the market moves in value, because that's just going to build character. That's going to build good habits if you're trading in accordance to your plan and your rules. That's all it does. And since then, it has just changed. Yes, occasionally you have a slip up. Yes, occasionally you lose focus. And maybe you've got in too early or a little bit too late. But it is very rare. And now none of that is an issue when it comes to trading on emotions and all that. I have obviously the utmost discipline right now. I think you guys can definitely see that. So just don't give up. Really just need to wake up and realize it's basically all down to the stupid silly things, which usually comes down to emotions and our psychology, not being able to control it when we take a loss. You need to accept you're going to take losses as part of trading. Geez, so go channel. Chanel. It's taking too much time for the pound to go down. Yeah, it's, again, I would not be chasing this. It just would not be comfortable. That's all right. I'm going to do its thing. What's EJ up to? EJ is one that I used to trade and moves fairly cleanly. It's weekly strong bullish, daily bullish in structure. So this is similar to pretty sure what I mentioned on GJ. If it breaks the high, it's likely to continue up. Obviously the news gave that also a bit of a push, but same applies to EJ. If it breaks the previous daily candle, because we've now closed above the bodies of the candles to the left, most recent resistance, the most recent pause, and that's pretty much what we're doing just now. We break above the high and then we'll likely continue deeper into this week. Not only that, what have we got here, guys? Who's seeing this? I've always said it can translate across to any time frame, big or small. An interruption entry based off the daily played out. All it means is you got a wider stop loss. Your entry is on this candle. Would have been on yesterday's candle. Stop loss would have been below the previous candle's low. You got the candle that's been engulfing that pause that it came a few days after. Entry could have been at the high of that bearish candle. Stop loss below the bullish candle's low, and you'd be in some nice profits just now. So it's good to see it on the happening on the higher time frame. Wow, approaching that resistance, creating high lows, high highs. So looking also pretty good for continuation if it begins to pop above. Bit of volume there right now too. So it's tapping and rejecting though that zone as we speak. So I'd be looking for now. What we don't have just yet is the support. So we're not going to have an engulfing candle by the looks of it in the next 6.5 minutes on the 30-minute. It's going to be a really strong candle. Even if it was to be an engulfing candle, you're likely just going to be at this support. There is no clean traffic below that level to sell it. But now we're going to close the 30-minute back bearish by the looks of it. Now if we have a candle closing weak bullish in the first 15 minutes of the 30 London Open, create that minor pause, minor support at resistance. Your options could be in a second M15 as it begins to break, creates this upper wick, breaks the support formed on the first 15-minute candle, and then you can look to sell it back down. Now another good thing is that we are triggering sellers into this level. So if we close back bearish now, only to be followed by a candle that closes back above or back up right near the high, it's more probable it's going to make the move into the level above that 169.943. Clean traffic to the left as well. So I like what I'm seeing with EJ. Probably just need some wait. Dot. God, again, there's just heaps of stories that I would have just out of curiosity. RS, how much did you lose in total at the beginning? Oh God, I know. Luckily, none of the accounts were that substantial. I mean, still decent money for most, and for me as well. I couldn't afford to throw away 1,500. Yeah, it was 1,500 US roughly. It was about 2 grand Aussie at the time, roughly. There was no way I could just afford to throw that. I've got, you know, obviously a child, which I am a sole provider for. Yeah, so I really couldn't afford to lose at the time, but I wasn't confident enough. That was fact. Plus, I couldn't control my emotions. I lost multiple accounts of around 500. So all up, I'd say about just over 3k. So not huge money, but still fair whack. And then if you include the education on top of it, so I've paid a fortune for my education. So people expect everything for nothing. And yes, you can get a fair lot of it for nothing. And look, I understand that's the way you go. And a lot of people prefer to learn on their own and just pick up bits and pieces, and that's totally fine. But I paid a fortune for my education because what I believe is people will progress more. The safety of, especially being part of a master group, having someone a little bit above their level where they can learn, you know, to trade with, in my opinion, with a plan, proper plan, following some rules and creating some good habits. Now, my habits have developed naturally in time throughout my journey. But you ask the guys that I coach and how it's rubbing off onto them and how they're improving, I mean, tenfold, honestly. And some of those guys have been with, I'll just say it, Wicks don't lie, Forex family, whatever it is, Market Fluid, whatever it is, and learnt peanuts compared to what they learnt with me. So yeah, I paid for my journey, I paid a shitload for it, but now I've definitely got it back. And I'm confident enough to help others along the way. I feel like EJ is the more sensible sibling. I think so too. I think that's a really good way of putting it. It's like GJ is the one like, come on. Let's go out or something. Let's go out at night in peace. Where EJ is like, nah, I've got to be up for work tomorrow. Should we break? Nah, I'm gonna stay in. Look at GJ. GJ's just just put up the middle finger, and said, all right, off I go. That's what it does. Silver Fox, yeah. Yeah, we're obviously. Yeah, we're on for that. We're weary of the news. That's why I avoided a pound prior to it. And now just waiting. Patiently waiting. Already taken a trade on gold for a quick 10. RS, there is a monetary policy hearing today. Pound is super risky to trade today. Yep, I agree. Until it dust settles. And there's obviously FOMC later on in the evening for you guys and very early morning for me, so tomorrow's another big day as well. Yeah, I got a feeling everyone's just seen GJ do its thing and thought back to bed, or there's no point. Oh, I suppose I'll chuck in a Zoom link because there's not many on stream anyway, so if anyone wants to jump on, at least we can have a chat. Looking forward to the MI call again today. Hopefully the pound settled down by then as well, and it's still well away from FOMC. Still got plenty of time until that, so we'll see. We got some nice moves yesterday during MY. I'm just going to chuck into the YouTube chat today, because I'm assuming all of you are in the Discord anyway, so all good. So we got London Open, and what's the pound up to? Is it going to pull back? Yeah, so if it breaks the highest, likely going to continue, but again, I just don't feel comfortable getting involved at that point, so I'm just waiting. I'm literally just going to wait. No need to force anything. It's all good. Could be options moving forward. I'd rather see a little bit of structure form this level, and I prefer to buy it from lower down, in all honesty. The move, it's already pushed from the lows, basically 90 pips, so I don't feel comfortable getting in above the high. It doesn't mean it can't continue, but I just don't feel comfortable, so I'd rather wait for the pullback, see if there's any potential sell options in the meantime. But right now there is not. Gold obviously just stuck in consolidation. I think did really well to squeeze some pips out from these lows, and now I want it to pop above that 24.20, roughly 24.19, 655. Buy it. And or further down, obviously, if it does form a little bit of destruction, give me a catalyst a little bit lower down for a buy. Otherwise, selling it below support, maybe at the resistance 24.25. That's the level. How are you, Josh? What's going on, brother?
Man, I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, fantastic. Been
Good, man.
been a productive day. So,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah, it's good, man. Pretty much my last day today in this apartment, so pretty much all sorted to go, really, with moving wise.
Nice one.
And,
Fresh start,
it's gonna be
fresh beginning.
yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting because I got work tonight as well, so having to move tomorrow, it's just going to be a little bit of a jet lag feeling for me.
Yeah, probably.
But it should be alright.
Yeah, it's at least you sort of get a little bit of an adrenaline rush from something new as well. So
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, absolutely.
so when I go to Thailand, when I get off the plane, because I don't sleep on planes, and it arrives early morning their time.
Yeah.
So I try to nap if I can, but I just can't. Like I'll be half asleep, but I just can't nap. And then usually it's followed by a pretty big night, first night. With depending where I am, if it's at with my son, then he's I might have a few beers with the grandpa.
Yeah.
Or last time, obviously went to see the missus, and ended up getting back to our condo at about 3:30 in the morning. Fell asleep in the cab on the way back. Absolutely buggered. So up for more than almost 48 hours without sleep and been drinking.
Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah, but it's what you do when you're away, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose it is, but there are people out there that can't actually sleep if they go somewhere like newish for a while. Especially if you stay in some specific hotel.
Oh mate, yeah.
And you're tossing and turning, you just can't sleep.
I get that too.
So you get, yeah. I had that for a couple of nights when I was away last week.
Yep. Yeah, I get that as well. It takes a while to get used to a new atmosphere, change of scenery.
Yeah, absolutely.
You took a G cell. Alright, no idea why you did so, but well done. Franco, for me, very risky to trade G right now. I totally agree. I think you just need to wait for it to set up again. Had a nice workout today. Bloody, I tell you what, I'm lifting a lot heavier than what I thought I could.
What did you do?
Back and shoulders today, but I'm trying to put on a little bit more size, a couple kilos, so I've increased the weights and dropped the reps. Did 3 sets of wide grip pull-ups to begin and pumped out 12 on the first one. I really can believe. Second one about 8 and a bit, and the third one died around 6, almost 6, basically 6.
Yeah.
But even on the lat pull down that.
No, that sounds fun.
To be honest, other than that, the rest of the workout was, because trying to lift heavier, I know it's, as long as the form's okay, you can kind of cheat a little bit when you're trying to bulk and lift heavier, as long as you're controlling the decentric portion.
Yeah.
So try to get out about 5 minimum reps And I was surprised what I was lifting with the what's called lat machine, lat pull down. I was really surprised. Because usually I'm just going about high intensity, so I don't even try to lift anything too heavy.
Oh no, especially if you do high intensity. If you overdo it, then you're just going to regret it.
Well, yeah. So this is just, lower the reps, but focus on decent form.
Are you counting everything you eat as well?
Am I count? Nah. I'm not. I probably should. To be honest, I'm eating more, but it's clean shit. I still don't eat junk food. I still don't eat fried food. There's no chocolate or donut. Look, occasionally I have a bloody protein bar or something. Occasionally. But that's it.
They're not too bad, but
yeah, they still got the what's it called, artificial sweetener like crap. It's a bit of I don't know how good that is for you, but maybe like twice a week I'll have one. What is with...
my new target is to avoid food that has stuff like a bit of artificial sweeteners or all those ingredients, let's just call them, you know, and it's definitely not ideal when it comes to specific junk food that has all those, well, I don't know if they're kind of like toxic ingredients, but you know,
yeah, most of them do.
It's all that trait that we all have at society, you know? Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's not many. Why is there so little on stream today? I just checked. It's all streams. All streams are really low. I think it's because of the news.
It can be, but it's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. It's raining outside. It's depending which country you're in, obviously, and people are likely going to work. Yeah,
usually I know from analytics, Wednesday and Thursday are usually my biggest days of literally every week. It's Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah. Sometimes Thursdays as well.
Well, if you're trading GJ and GU, there's no point really looking at anything until we get down back to your grey zone.
No, there's literally no point at all. So I'm kind of feeling a bit better because I've just had a look and I'm actually currently number 2 with 10 viewers. And there's someone else with 9 as well.
Yeah.
There's obviously.
I think I know there's one going to be like at least a lot of numbers, but
yeah, there's one 190 something, and that's pretty obvious who that one is. But good luck to him. I don't know. He's probably a good trader.
It's more than 100. Back of my head. Well, that's a guess, but you never know.
No, I'm actually looking. He's got 193. Because I've had a look before, and he's also been low the whole stream, the whole way.
Who's that?
That's Trade Shop. No, that should be. I can say because there's only 12 people on the stream, and you guys probably been following me from the beginning. But he's always got like 600, 700, 800.
Yeah, there is one that normally has about 700 views. I don't know what he's got at the moment. I haven't checked.
Nah, he's got 100 and something, 190. There's the other dude that wears a mask. I saw him pop up before, but I don't know if he's still on.
Is that the ski mask one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy from Singapore.
Yeah, that's the one I was referring to.
Yeah, I don't think he's on right now.
Interesting. Usually, they get very busy on the mornings. Maybe he decided to go to bed for once. Who knows?
No idea, but all good. The guy with masks looks so funny. Yeah, I've just seen the thumbnail and who's this character? So I thought I'd click on, and he's obviously from Singapore. I saw him on TikTok. I remember looking at Forex on TikTok because I feel that there is more demand for it on there, and that's why I want to at least dual stream. I've just put in application. You have to apply to be able to stream live. I never knew that. I thought you could just literally press go live, but apparently now you can't.
Oh really?
Yeah, well, I can't. It says I don't have access. I need to apply for access. So I applied for access today.
Yeah.
But yes, when I was scoping it on TikTok just to see what the deal was with FX Trade, he had thousands of. He had like 4,000 or 5,000 a stream. A few nights that I tuned in from my end.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's just told them all to come across to YouTube, and that's probably how he's done it. So that's probably how I should do it.
Yeah, it's possible, isn't it, man? Like, they always find out ways of getting bigger numbers or whatever. The algorithm is obviously one perspective, but you know, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one way to find out. So
yeah.
You looking at anything, James? You looking at potential sells on GU at all, or you're not really?
No.
Not into it? Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame
I
you.
can see what I get it. I totally understand why you.
Yeah, exactly. I understand why people would be selling because it's overbought and whatever. It's shot up all of 100 pips or so it's likely to retrace, but I just don't see what. Maybe the 5 minute. I don't know. That's the only thing I can see. But based off that, what I like to see in a 5 minute is now another pullback, lower high, lower low, and then what that's going to do is likely close to 30 strong bearish candle, and that would probably, for me, be more of a signal. But I still wouldn't feel right, to be honest. I don't know, we'll see where this candle closes, but Janelle, you see dollar CAD, the pair's asked about fairly often on stream. A fair significant pullback in the daily instead of previous day, long wick, 4 hour. I like the high lows, high highs from the support, but structurally it's bearish. It's out of resistance. 30 minute. Has it closed above? It's just created a higher high, so now it's still bullish. It was bullish yesterday too. And won't flip bearish until below this point here. Just purely because where it's at a 4 hour resistance, and it's approaching the 30 minute resistance as well. I'd be looking to sell it from a rejection at this point. Show the range. Buying it above it too, you're running into more resistance. You're late to the buys. If you were to look for buys, the only possible entry for me would have been probably on this candle after you got the closure above that most recent little minor pullback. So now I've just been waiting to see how it reacts to the resistance, and if it does just drop, look for your buys back lower down upon creation of a higher low potentially. And that's pretty much all I can see from it. I don't see anything else. Just trade it in accordance to where it is presently in chart. So if you got the resistance there, no point buying it, even if it is, the price is bullish. I'd rather just wait for formation to the downside to present for a potential entry to sell it. Carl, let's start stream topless on YouTube. That reminds me of Silent. He's usually the one with those sort of opinions.
What's your bias on gold today, Justin?
On gold, it's still, the bias is still bullish. The M30 is bearish.
Yeah.
The weekly pullback, I think it really needs to respect its own low. Definitely respect the support at the low. So I'd still rather buy it because where it's at, it breaks and closes above this resistance, that could be an option.
Okay.
What are you looking at?
I'm still biased on the bullish movement. It's just high time frames is a little bit tricky just to analyze it at the moment.
Especially at 4 hour.
Yeah, the 4 hour just looks like it wants to fill up that last previous 4 hour candle, but because of the movement, it's a little bit slow, and because we have got CPI later, it potentially could fill it up later. But I kind of want it done now.
Sorry,
mate.
The CPI would. No, I think you mean. Are you talking about for the dollar?
Yes.
So we just had CPI for the pound. Oh shit! What am I doing? No, it's FOMC later.
Okay, fine. So either way, I just kind of want it done now before, or even just a couple of hours just before we do have the news later, and it just gets me out of the market for the day. Because what you don't want is just obviously fall into the trap of waiting, and then all of a sudden you're done for the day, and then it just happens.
Yeah. I don't know, it could get some nice moves. There's plenty of time, obviously, for news to come out, but it may not do much until then. It could just consolidate near support and wait for what's to come from the news, but
yeah,
we'll see.
But it's also the daily that it looks like it's a bit of a tricky one to analyze as well. Not only because it's still early, but because of the way it closed from yesterday's candle closure.
Previous daily, yep. It breaks the low of that candle, and I think it's a good chance it will continue down.
Yeah, that's the other side of it, of the bias as well. That's my little bit of a complicated worry side of it, is if we do go back to that low of the daily structure yesterday, then it could potentially go back even lower to that last other candle to the left.
Yeah,
from
potentially
Friday. So yeah, otherwise I'm a little bit on the sidelines at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Not all good. I'll catch you for MY. There'll be more on the MY call than what there is on this call, but looks of it on this stream.
Yeah,
Mr. Phil. Yeah, it's. I think it's to do with the news. I don't know if YouTube might be putting a bit of a shadow ban on Forex trading because it's every stream. I've noticed it's not just my stream. Every stream's at like really low numbers. Sharif, no, it's not in odds. It's actually continuing to be stubborn, and it's. I think it went up last month. All the data from March. Most recent data set that was released. W and gold, nice one. Happy to hear it. Yeah, so based off that, the Aussie should be really strong currency in the moment. But it's dropping. But GU also seems to be pulling back like the other majors. Sure, if you hope interest rates come down. Yeah, I think a lot of people do. Obviously, people with loans and things like that, variable loans. What's my analysis on GU? For me, you just need to wait for it to potentially pull back to retest this zone at 127.250 and form support above it. I'd be looking to buy it. There's still margin though above the high. So the good thing is now we've pulled back. We're exhausting. We're pulling back So it may not necessarily tap back into that resistance, but as long as it pulls back like it's doing so and then forms a higher low, then I still look for potential buy options, take it back up to the high. Otherwise, if I was to look for the sells, what I prefer is, so now we're getting a nice strong candle. I mean, that's usually a pretty good signal, bearish engulfing. Well, it's usually a very good signal, and you could almost take it based off that. But now, if it formed a bit of minor support at some point on this little bit of a pullback, then you could potentially take it back down to retest that zone at 127.256. But for the time being, I'd just be sitting patiently and waiting. Same as GJ. I just don't need to force it. Been a solid week again so far.
Good morning, guys.
How are you, mate? How you going?
Okay.
What, you're in any trades or?
No, I just got back now. I wasn't feeling so well this morning, so I had to see the doctor.
Oh, okay, brother. Need to take it easy then.
Yeah, so I just got back home. So I haven't had the chance to look at anything yet, except one of my setups that looked like it had worked. It worked well. USD cut for the buys.
Yeah. We just had a look at that actually. I think I know what you're talking about just here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was looking at that, but unfortunately I was not home to take it, so
yeah,
that's what it is.
Unfortunately, yeah, exactly. But that would have been a decent entry. Nice strong closure above the consolidation. Not sure if you had a pull back within, no, but still pretty decent catalyst. I want the dollar to sink, to be honest.
There have been a lot of consolidations this week.
Yep, a heap of it, which is obviously from the news broken out of it. But in general, even gold. It's not the cleanest level, that area. So it's difficult to find a clean area to be trading within this range right now.
Yeah, lots of choppy price action.
Yeah, very choppy price action. Still feel there could be options above that 24.19.65 roughly. Has to be a closure above this rate where it's consolidating. Otherwise, there's not much happening. EJ rejection, was there 15-minute support? Oh, almost. Almost. I did mention, in fact, close a weak bullish candle, or if we had one prior to move down, but obviously haven't. Close a weak bullish candle, or if we had one prior to move down, but obviously haven't. Is not muted. To be honest, guys, I think I'm gonna go soon. Sorry, man.
That's a big question.
Yeah, go for it.
Looking at GU, what would you think would you prefer to happen? Because as I'm looking at it, all this consolidation here was just above the previous week's high.
Yeah.
And it has just broken out of that. So I'm looking at it thinking if it would create some kind of a reaction when it gets back to these levels, yeah, that would be a good option for long
Yeah, I agree.
to longs.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I'd be waiting for price to pull back, form a support to look to buy back up. It's just that obviously this candle's made quite a significant move to the downside, but for me, there's no confirmation just to jump into that. You're not going to have that much margin now to sell it below this candle's low, so I'd just be waiting to see how it reacts to it. In all honesty, I don't think there's any point just now forcing anything, especially to the downside, because if you wanted to be in it, you probably had to be in it from up here. Same as GJ. Yeah, it could come down further. But it's nice.
DJ
it's a strong
probably moved way much than GU.
Oh shit!
But for the yeah.
Hey, good morning, man.
Hold on, we've got like 3 people speaking at one time.
Yeah, I took that sell just based on the hour. I had like a zone here, and when the hour ended just before it, I done a fib retracement from there to there, and I targeted 50% of it. So when the new hour started on the 5-minute, I saw the first candle. I took it on the second candle, which was also the body of that.
Interesting. I just you know what I feel about it, mate. In all honesty, on this channel, I don't want to teach you guys to trade like that. It's just not sustainable for him, because you need to be an absolute machine to see this type of thing. For me, I keep it simple, and it works. It will work for these guys. So I understand it, but I would never bother with it personally. But good on you if you can make it work. I mean, by all means. Like I said, I'm happy everyone's profitable. What's that?
No, I'm just asking that. So, like, how do you even get to do something like that? What kind of confirmations do you have to do that? Because it's even like when I have a perfect retest, I still need a confirmation to take that. So, well done, man. Nothing much to say.
Yeah, like, I have no idea.
That's
yeah, I suppose it's something that you just see over and over again. But for me, it's not how. I don't want people to get the wrong impression. I don't want people to think, oh shit, I missed the move, and then they're gonna think, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna sell GJ now. And you know, this guy's in a move. And
gold.
We've got like how many guys talking?
Gold needs to break down. This zone is too tight.
Yeah, I want it to break up because that means the majors likely got with it. So that's
I'm looking.
We've got a bit of a bias right now. But what's that?
I was looking to buy it from that drop, and you know, just grab a quick scalp.
Yeah,
well,
I'm waiting.
Yeah, just giving you a little zone, but I don't know, man.
It's that price zone. That's the only problem.
Like I said, guys, those I know. I have no idea what's going on with YouTube, because Sheriff's claiming there's more numbers. YouTube's going crazy. I have no idea. But trust me, just wait for strong confirmations. Don't try to trade off the 5-minute, 1 minute. You're just gonna get wrecked. Honestly, if you've come here to watch the way I trade, because it works for me and I've helped a lot of others. You ask some of the guys in the show. You ask Franco. You ask Archer, who's probably at work right now. Others, Ben, others. I'll tell you, the shit I do works. So you just need to be patient with it. It's easy and clear cut. It's none of this. I use the fib, and I'm not having a go at you, Ara, but it's none of this. I use the fib plus this little retracement plus the 5-minute order block and all that bullshit. It's literally, we've got this level here. We need to see a confirmation. We need a catalyst. Why do I like that level there? Because we're at strong support. Bias is bullish. If we were to continue bearish, we have no need to break it. If we do break it, close above it, we're likely up to next zone. It's so much more simple and sustainable.
I was talking about GU.
GU.
Yeah, so look on the hour and then look left. So obviously I have to do all my confirmations. I would never, especially on the, see this area here, I think this area, hopefully, if you can zoom in a little bit. Yeah, candle over candle, right?
Yeah, you're talking about this, I know.
Yeah. So that was my zone. We didn't really go into it, but the hour also ended there. So that was okay for me to have like tight stop and just take a 50% retracement. Because the new hour started, and then obviously the new hour, you know, that's it. You gotta have a stop loss and just counter trend. That was a purely counter trend, relying on this area.
It's bloody risky though, in all honesty.
Yeah, of course,
It is.
100%.
And that's not what I want to teach on the stream. So
100%.
that's the thing. That's what I mean. Like, by all means, I'm really happy you guys are doing well. I honestly, I don't care. I don't get jealous. I want everyone to do well. There's no point, you know, getting jealous in that. Just
100%, man.
you know, I'm not a nasty person. I want everyone to do well, but at the same time, I'm trying to teach others what I feel is, again, it's a proper way. It's a solid way, and it's a really comfortable way to trade as well. I keep saying it, but I mean, Franco will vouch for it. How much more comfortable he feels now in every single trade, whereas before, just an anxious wreck. I was the same. I used to be like that years ago. Would sit there shaking in every single trade. But now I've developed a system and rules that, you know, I no longer worry. It ticks the box. I know, yeah, I'm gonna win sometimes 7 out of 10, sometimes 8 out of 10, sometimes 9 out of 10, sometimes 10 out of 10. So there's no need to worry. What's that?
Sorry, I was just saying it's a nice push by GJ, and gold just kind of like almost retracing back 50%. Crazy at the moment.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
kind of looking about 5 minutes, but of course it's the new 30-minute candle. So sorry, just jump in on that one.
See, I reckon now, if this goes weak, bullish, and price begun to break it, that is when there might be an entry for a counter trend sell, but it's still very risky. Because it could easily form a higher low, retest the highs, continue to trend. There is clean traffic to the left. Oh, actually no, we've pretty much tapped into resistance. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, your ideal position is what you have, the area you have below you. I think that's like also a daily level. This area that you broke out of, if that holds, maybe it's a good area. This one I would let go as well.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable doing anything with it just now, to be honest.
Yeah. Probably if it comes back into this area and just makes a way for something, maybe another, and that will be your target, obviously. So
yeah, that's when I start to look for the option. If it did pull back to that support, previous resistance, confirm support.
Yeah.
Gold is just an absolute mess.
Golden zones are just narrow. You know, yesterday we should have held that buy, man. Should have let a runner go from the buy.
Oh, mate. Should have just kept the initial trade open from here. But
shut up, man. It never came back to you. It came back to me.
It happens.
But
it's just the way I go about managing it.
That was New York. Yeah, that was New York. And then it just came back and just took back off.
Yeah, that happens. So that was ComSec, wasn't it?
I think we had a slight news yesterday. That was just news candle. It was up here.
Oh, that's right. I think there was a board member speaking.
Yeah. So, I mean, your trade was solid back into your area. I mean, your runner. But for me, I was out anyway. I think we go out around here on this candle.
Yeah.
And yeah. I was in 2 minds to take this one, take another buy, but it came in too quick.
Yeah, and that's often what happens with the news.
Yeah. And when it comes that quick, you don't want to. You thinking you're catching a falling knife, and then all of a sudden
it just bounces. I know. Yesterday, also this one was literally that quick. I was watching it, waiting for it to pull back, up, back again. Was talking, looking to set my order. I'm like, oh shit! Literally just set it right in time because it tagged me in straight away when I pressed that open trade at market pending buy stop. Literally straight instantly in, straight to TP.
Yeah.
Got slipped on the second entry. So all good, man. How are you? Could be YouTube going crazy because I don't understand how I've got so many likes and there's like 4 viewers.
You refreshed it?
Yeah, multiple times.
Maybe it's just a YouTube thing, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I have
mate.
no idea. Unless they're, like I said, unless they're trying to shadow ban live streaming or something. I know they do it with crypto at times.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's a new directive.
I'm not sure, pal.
I know it's a bit frustrating, but
This is why I wouldn't want to stream YouTube. I would stream like Twitch or whatever, but that's a different whole platform.
Twitch, I don't. That's purely gaming though, isn't it? I don't think there's much demand for it.
You can use it for like non-gaming relation, but it just depends on the idea of what you want to do. There's people that do creativity stuff on there, like when it comes to crafting, or and it could be from gym relations, which is quite surprising that there are people who do that. But again, it depends on what you're using the platform for. I have seen at least a tiny numbers of people use it for Forex and crypto, but I haven't been on there for a while to see if people are still doing that.
Yeah, I don't. To be honest, last I checked a couple months ago, I couldn't find anything for Forex.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think the main platforms now, obviously, are YouTube and definitely TikTok. TikTok's a big one now when it comes to Forex trading.
Now, TikTok I stay away from because there's always going to be those people that just want to create a stir which is not completely accurate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I don't even know if anyone streams London. I think it's mainly pre-NY from what I see.
Yeah, it's just pretty much New York.
But if I can dual stream,
crazy.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It might confuse me a bit, might take time to get used to, but it can only help. So
yeah, but you gotta do what's right for you as well. As you know, you gotta do what's beneficial for the time slot and for your availability. You know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's London. It's not NY.
Yeah.
I mean, NY's been great. Don't get me wrong. I think the last 2 weeks NY streams. So out of the last 4 trades, 4 wins.
Yeah.
The last 3 NY calls with the Discord group. So
what time is NY for you?
what's that?
What time is NY for you?
What time? Well, the open's 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Are
And
you doing one today?
yeah, I'm doing one today. Yeah. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and depends how I feel on a Thursday, but I'm usually up quite early for Friday. Well, I am always up quite early for Friday, so if I do a Thursday one, it will be like maybe until literally open, and not that I stay much longer these days, but I don't know, we'll see moving forward. But always Tuesday and Wednesday. And it's a lot more chilled, obviously.
Yeah, the first half an hour of NY is always the hardest part.
Yeah, because it's all over the shop. I've noticed that as well. You got to be really, I feel, quick to manage it, because it could go against you, but at the same time could take you out prior to going away. That's just something I need to be, I don't know, get used to, the difference in the volatility. Because I often find in London, especially on gold, at the open, if it's at a level I want to, look, for instance, buy it or whatever, It won't necessarily pop at the beginning. It might go up a little bit, but I know there's a good chance it's going to pull back again. I know there's a good chance it's going to look like it's going to pop again, but you kind of best to just wait about 2 minutes into the candle most of the time, and then it's going to make the move. It will. Generally, that's what I've noticed.
It's just literally just came back from like almost from that drop. That's mad. I don't normally do Londons. That's the thing. On gold.
On gold. Yeah, it's a bit all over the shop. The majors are the same. Obviously, GU's heading back up. I mean, I'd be looking for buys still above. What are you looking at, James? Are you looking at buys above?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because now you've had the pullback, so I'd feel more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I can see buys on GJ.
Yeah, I agree on GJ as well. GJ's at a resistance, so it's not a great deal of margin. But if you get a strong catalyst in engulfing candle, you've got about, by the looks of it, around 10 pips above the high itself. So you could just say you're getting to break even as soon as it taps in.
Yeah.
Sure, if inflation came down and the pound went up, I need to learn from them. Yeah, it will put you off a bit when you see shit like that, when it doesn't do what you think it should do. But it's probably because it came out not as low as expected, so it's not coming out as quickly as what they had anticipated. So maybe they're not going to be as quick with the softening stance, and maybe the talk of interest rate cuts have been put on hold for a bit.
Yeah, they were expecting next month. Just the news, that news says that they might not cut rates.
Yep.
Next month.
Yeah, that's so that's why. What's that? You're not surprised?
Yeah, I'm not surprised because I don't see anything going to change for the next couple of months. They hold this they've done this. Same with I think it was the US dollar interest rates and stuff. How earlier of the year they were going to cut rates, but then they kept holding it back.
And now they're still talking about holding back for the year.
Yeah, and coming to the summer, where I said in my early bias that I was thinking that the interest rates and kind of like the inflation was going to cut down a little bit. They could potentially still do that in the summer, but the problem you're going to have is the continuation of what could happen for like later of the year when it comes to winter. I mean, we're coming to the summer where things are likely to be not so expensive, but winter could just change that straight away.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how it works over there, to be honest, but it's bloody expensive all year round here in Oz. Doesn't make difference. But what I think you might be, trying to portray is when it's summer, obviously people are out and about and be more spending, but I would have thought that would lead to more inflation, if anything.
And that could likely lead the direction, because also when it comes to winter, people are going to be using a lot of heating, are going to be buying more things because of Christmas season. It's just, I just have that vibe and I just have that feeling about it. And I know they could just change that within like the next news. They can just cut interest rates and stuff, but yeah, I don't really see it.
At the end of the day, it's pretty much all made up numbers. That's all it is. All this data.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I have no idea.
Based on November times, the US were counting in on 7 rate cuts during this year.
At the start of this year, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, they had 3 hot CPI numbers back to back, and that kind of brought the whole thing down to tighter for longer, and then get rate cuts out of the way. Maybe they'll have 1 rate cut by September, and that's when the market
possibly
was actually dropping. Oil was heating up. There was that little tension between Iran and Israel last month, and then they brought in the numbers now that came in. Last CPI came in actually cooling off a bit.
Yeah.
Now they saying they will have 2 rate cuts.
Yeah,
one in
2. That's
September.
what I've heard.
Yeah, so that's what the market. But yesterday, the Fed speakers, and even the day before, they keep on talking about higher for longer monetary policy. It's not going to be soft. The market
I've heard the same.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, the market's completely ignoring it.
Yeah, they've actually gone into recession, but because they have the election year.
Yeah, they'll never admit it.
Yeah, the head of Treasury, she's a Democrat as well, so she's on Biden's campaign.
Yeah.
She has put aside about 400 billion to pump into the market.
Have a watch of that documentary. You'll hear a bit about her.
Yeah. So that's what they have.
An evil person. Very evil person.
They're buying their bonds back next month as well, in June. I think they're going to buy back about 65 million of it.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah, because no one wants a president going into election while the country's in recession.
No,
so
of course, it's not going to bode well for him, is it?
Yeah, sugarcoat that until.
But he's, I don't know. Look, I don't know much about American politics, but that guy's a flog. That's all I can say.
But
absolutely.
To be honest,
he's
Trump
just
is even worse for the world, bro.
What's that?
Trump, he's even worse for the world.
He is.
I love him for Forex though. Yeah, he definitely makes the markets move.
Yeah, man, he's a businessman. He knows what he's doing.
He's definitely a businessman. So
Absolutely.
to be honest, I wish we had maybe not as big a character, but someone with a little bit of a character here in Australia, because our politicians are all just absolute flogs. They are the biggest drop kicks, honestly. They must have gone to the same school as Biden, because they're all just, and it's probably going to get banned this stream, but all good, I don't care. Because he's an absolute flog, that guy. And if you ask me who the Premier Victoria is, I have no idea, nor do I give a shit. I know it's some lady, but I have not. She's got to be better than the last one. But
So,
Yeah.
look at
there's
what
just
he's
too many
done.
forms of parliament I think in all the Western countries, and we pay stupid taxes
Yeah.
just to pay their bills and just to put money in their pocket. They get the bloody pension for the rest of their lives as soon as they retire, or as soon as they quit, or as soon as they're kicked out of politics.
Yeah.
And it's an absolute
I mean,
joke.
they've had the jobless numbers come out higher than expected. So obviously, any economy that's not creating jobs
Well,
is in risk.
exactly.
So it's good.
There's not going to be people spending. If people don't have jobs, they're not going to be spending.
And the jobs are supposed to be about 4%. It's at 3.9. And believe it or not, because you know they actually printed about 1 trillion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Apparently, all the jobs are
more than that.
Yeah.
What they're saying, but it's more than that. Once again, watch that documentary.
Yeah.
It's really worth it. I watched it a few times because I think you need to wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
But man, blows your mind the shit this guy uncovers.
Economic war, man.
Yep. Franco in Gbpjpy. Oh, okay. 506. So it's based off the 15. Yeah, see, it's still a bit risky because you've still got the 30-minute. You're anticipating 30 is going to engulf at this point. To be honest, I would have waited, brother. In all honesty, I hope it works. The only way I would have gone involved in this was a limit order at the high of that bearish candle. In anticipation, the 30 is still going to pull back within itself, but close a strong bullish candle. So pull back to grab a little bit more liquidity, and then close pretty much where it's at, or a bit higher up, or make the move up. But you're taking anticipation that it's gonna close bullish engulfing, and don't let me put you off, because if you're in it, you have to pretty much ride it out now. But that's what I personally would have done. I would have waited. Half risk? Yeah, okay, that's fine. You know what you got on the table and you're prepared to go in with that risk, then that's a different story. That's all right. I mean, it's looking okay. It looks like we can make the move.
Yeah, but you still need that leg. Just to confirm that this is your lower low. Yeah, just need a leg at least to give you a.
Well, yeah, that's why I would have preferred the pullback entry.
Yeah. For confirmation at least. Because right now, like, this would definitely be your stop.
If that was a 30 minutes, I can definitely understand. I'd also, based off the engulfing candle, would consider that a catalyst. But I'd still probably try to get in on the lower wick formation. Otherwise, as long as it created a decent lower wick, then as it broke again. Yeah. I don't know, we'll see, man. We'll cut half when the low of the current candle will be broke. So it's a very small loss if that's the case, or small on a small position. Yeah, for me right now, there's not really anything. Got a gold buy in the first 30 minutes of the stream, and that's it. Small little win. But I'm looking forward to see what we've got coming into MI. So if YouTube is playing funny buggers and there's actually more on stream, if you've not done so, do click on the Discord link, do join it for free, and I'll be on live with the Discord guys for MI in about 3 hours from now, roughly. About some 45 minutes or something like that, 2 3/4 hours. But I think I might go, guys, because I actually have a meeting shortly as well. So I might just go some
What's
dinner
your time
quickly.
now,
Right now it's 6 p.m. Yeah, 6 p.m. So
Pardon?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Okay, thanks.
So I'm gonna call early because I'm not gonna get anything personally. Yeah, but as far as gold, I just wait for it to pop above this resistance 24.19.655. The other option is to buy it lower down, definitely. If it does pop down to this, I'd prefer it to pop down low into this gray zone and then give us that little leg up, high low, high high, that type of scenario, and then buy it from lower down. And at that point, if it does reject and create a clean move down to that level, at least you're playing within some cleaner counters created on the way down and more margin, obviously. Now, aside from that, buys above 24.19.655, closure above, tap in, continuation, and sells from higher up if it does reject. And if we do come back down to this support, break below the current weekly candles low, tap in, rejection, at that point there, I feel we're going to continue to the downside. So to mention, weekly is a high low, high high to the previous. It really has no need, if it was to continue bullish, to break its own low and start to close below that support, reject it and pull away. That would be my catalyst to sell it. GJ, right now, I'd just be waiting. In all honesty, I think really I'd prefer it to pull back to 198.90. In all honesty, or pull up to that resistance, form some structure from that resistance, create some lower lows, lower highs, and maybe into MY could give it a sell option from higher up, and that's about it. That's the only thing I'd be looking at moving forward on GJ. So yeah, not sure what's going on with the stream numbers today, but thank you if there are some of you out there, more than 3, which is currently saying. I appreciate you all. Thank you once again for joining, for dropping a like, and yeah, guys, in Discord, I'll see you for NY. Guys in the Zoom call, if you're around. Cheers, guys.
Take care, man.
And yeah, to YouTube, I shall see you tomorrow at about 6:30 a.m. UK time. Hope you have a good day, trade safe, FOMC to come later on. Until then, cheers. Bye, guys.